Now, all that's left to do is to make that cursor arrow icon move with our animation. And remember, it's not scaling at all, but it is moving exactly with that browser window as it scales up and down, and it's staying stuck on that bottom right corner the whole time. So it's staying pinned there. And there's a really easy way to do this in the Essential Graphics panel. So I'm going to show you. First, we're going to select our cursor arrow layer here. And then if we go down to our settings, you'll notice that the first thing we can do is we can pin this layer to another layer. And so we're going to tell Premiere that we want to pin this cursor arrow layer to our window frame layer, but we also want it to be pinned on that bottom right corner. And so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click the bottom and the right. And now our arrow is pinned on the bottom right of that window frame. And so let's play this back and you will see that everything is working just like it should. Our arrow is pinned to that bottom right corner the whole time this thing is scaling up, and that was super, super easy to accomplish. All right, y'all, we are finally done with our motion graphic. I know it has been a long journey to get here and we put so many things in this graphic, but I really wanted to create something sophisticated to show you all the cool features in the Essential Graphics panel and to show you that you can create really complex animations and motion graphics right from inside Premiere just using that Edit tab. Now, before we wrap this section up, there is one more feature I want to show you in that Edit tab, and so let's get to that. So we're gonna go to another graphic clip that I've got here that's similar. It's got a bigger browser window, but it's also still scaling up in the intro, and then it's scaling down for the outro. And let's say we've made this thing and we love it and we've used it somewhere in our video before, but we want to use it somewhere else where we wanna make this graphic clip longer. If we do that, then you're gonna notice that our outro keyframes are smack dab in the middle of our clip. And so now if we let this thing play, our window is going to scale down, and then we're going to have all this time where we are just looking at this blank yellow screen. And so if we want to reuse a graphic clip that has intro and outro animation keyframes, really what we want is for those intro keyframes to always be at the beginning and the outro keyframes to always be at the end of the clip, no matter how long or short we make it down here in our timeline. And thankfully, there is a really easy way to do this in the Essential Graphics panel. So if we go over here with this graphics clip selected, then you'll see that down in the settings, we can adjust the intro duration and the outro duration. Now, you're not going to see this down here if you've got an individual layer selected up here, but if you deselect all your layers, then you'll see this intro and outro down here. So now let's adjust these. We're gonna just adjust this outro duration, and you'll see that after I did that, now we are seeing that outro duration here in the Effect Controls panel. And I can also just go up here and adjust this little blue tab here and drag that to adjust our outro duration too. And so I'll just do that over here for our intro, and I'll make sure that includes our intro keyframes here. And now that we've got our intro and outro duration set, let's go down to the clip on our timeline, and you'll notice that we can also see our intro and our outro duration on our clip here, and they are stuck to the beginning and end of this clip. You're going to see that if I drag and adjust the length of this clip on the timeline, our intro and outro are staying at the edges of our clip. And so setting an intro and an outro duration on a graphics clip will give you a lot of flexibility to use it in many different ways and at many different durations.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, we've reached your first triple P for this lesson. So you want to pause and practice what we've been doing so far. And so that means your big mission is to recreate that motion graphic that we've been making this whole time for our imaginary nonprofit Move Up Crew. So if you haven't been making that as we've been going through this video, then make sure you do that. You can download all of the project files and the assets for the graphic in the resources below, but I highly recommend recreating this because it's really going to get your hands dirty with nearly all the features in the Essential Graphics panel, and you're also going to be practicing a lot of the keyframing and animation concepts from the last lessons. And so definitely do that, and when you're done, come back here for the next video because we're going to be going over all things templates. So I'll see you there.